Imagine waking up to the headlines saying that the world's most powerful economic institutions, the United States Federal Reserve, is about to be taken over by one of the closest allies of the President of the United States. Not a distant technocrat, not a veteran central banker, but someone who has been at Trump's side for years, shaping his economic worldview and also defending his policies on national television. And that person is Kevin Hassett. And according to markets, according to insiders, and even some loose words from the president himself, he is now the overwhelming favorite to become the next chair of the Federal Reserve. If you follow me on Telegram, you already know this news. Earlier today, I posted the details. But the story begins with a report that was published by Bloomberg suggesting that Hassett had emerged as the frontrunner. But what followed, what happened next, was actually anything but subtle. Prediction markets literally exploded. Kalshi odds for a Hassett nomination jumped to 80%, literally doubling overnight. Treasury yields dropped below 4% for the first time in a month as investors began pricing in one thing above all else: lower interest rates and potentially multiple cuts in a row, because driving President Trump's interest rate agenda would of course be on top of Hassett's to-do list. We know that very well. And that reaction was driven by more than just rumors. Hassett has openly said that if he were running the Fed today, he would already be cutting rates. Trump has spent years complaining about Jerome Powell, the man that he himself appointed, and he said that Powell failed to slash borrowing costs fast enough. But installing Hassett would of course solve that problem instantly. For Trump, it would be the ultimate opportunity, placing a loyalist in a seat that is traditionally insulated from politics, a seat that shapes the price of every mortgage, every car loan, and every business investment across the United States. The timeline only adds to the drama. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who is overseeing the search for the Federal Reserve chair, has insisted that a decision would come before Christmas. So they do want to kind of make it quick. But Trump has already hinted that he already knows who he is picking. And he said it very casually, almost in passing, to reporters aboard Air Force One. He said, quote, "I know who I'm going to pick." So for a process that is supposed to be wide open, that is supposed to be transparent, that comment sounded like the quiet part being said out loud, you would agree. And at the center of all of this is Kevin Hassett himself. In public, he is quite modest. He says that he is not convinced that Bloomberg's story is right. He insists that there are so many good candidates, but in the very next breath, he acknowledges that he would be honored to serve. Well, of course he would. Who would turn down this opportunity? Hassett also boasts, with barely disguised satisfaction, that markets responded very, very positively, he said, to the idea of him taking the job. He even spelled out what Trump's supporters want to hear, that a Trump-aligned Fed would mean cheaper car loans, easier mortgages, and broadly lower borrowing costs. But what he failed to mention, what he did not say, what he chose, I would assume, not to say, is that it would also mean likely more inflation and your savings losing purchasing power, among other things. And there's also a catch here, one that many economists warn about. Even if the Fed cuts short-term rates, long-term rates may not fall if investors believe that the central bank, that the Federal Reserve, has lost its independence. That's the real issue here. The loss of independence, actual or perceived, will be a big red flag to global markets and to global investors. If markets think that the Federal Reserve is doing Trump's bidding effectively instead of responding to inflation or employment data, borrowing costs could actually rise, and that risk would hang over a Hassett-led Fed from day one. No doubt about that. Now, inside the White House, the dynamics are even more complicated and interesting. Trump, who is famously unpredictable, it's hard to argue with that statement, has been known to change personnel decisions at the last possible moment, and former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh, for example, remains a distant but non-zero possibility. Christopher Waller, Michelle Baumann, and even BlackRock's Rick Rieder are still in the running, but none of them, advisors say, have the personal closeness to Trump that Hassett has developed over years of counsel, his loyalty, and of course on-camera defense of Trump's policies. Trump has also grown increasingly frustrated with Powell, calling him grossly incompetent and many other different things that I will not repeat, and also openly joking about firing senior officials who don't deliver lower rates. The president wants someone he can trust and, in his words, someone who understands his direction, so effectively do as he's told, not necessarily act based on economic data. Former Press Secretary Sean Spicer put it very, very bluntly, by the way. He said Trump is unlikely to give another major post to someone he doesn't know personally. Meanwhile, Powell's own future remains quite uncertain. His term as a chair ends in May of 2026, but he could legally stay on as a governor for 2 additional years. Now, if he steps down, Trump would gain yet another seat to fill, and he would be quite content, I would assume, and he would also receive unprecedented influence over a central bank that he has long criticized. The entire saga is unfolding just as the Fed is very divided. It is very fractured internally about whether to cut rates again in December. If you want to know what to expect, there is an entire video on that here on my channel. I go into details of what to expect and whether the Fed will cut rates. I will link that video for you below. So at this point, we don't know if the Fed will cut rates, but what could have been the biggest monetary policy decision of the year may soon be quite overshadowed entirely by Trump's choice for the top job. And that brings the story back to the mystery. Trump says nobody knows his decision until he makes it. His press secretary echoes that line too, telling reporters to stay tuned. Even Hassett insists that nothing is official, but investors have already priced in the possibility of a Trump-aligned Fed, a Fed eager to cut rates, unconcerned about the optics of taking direction from the White House directly, and also ready to reshape monetary policy in a way Americans haven't seen in decades. If Trump announces Hassett in the coming days, you can bet the reaction will be immediate. Borrowing costs could actually fall or rise depending on market confidence. Political battles will erupt over Fed independence. It will be very, very detrimental actually globally because the Fed and its agenda will no longer be perceived as independent and therefore highly politically motivated and risky. The Senate confirmation process will become a proxy fight effectively over Trump's influence, and the central bank, which is supposed to sit above politics, will find itself thrust directly into the center of the 2026 economic and political storm. For now, all anyone can do is wait. Is Hassett going to become the next Fed chair? What do you think? Comment below, let me know what your prediction is. Thank you very much for watching. If you would like more content, join me on Substack and Patreon, support my work. I appreciate every single one of you who has become a paid subscriber. Like, subscribe, and share this video, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye for now.